for someone who grew up in the Philippines. And
the ball is still in the air as Eala makes history, becoming the first Filipina ever to reach the Wimbledon round of 16.
With brother and my grandfather every day after school with my ruffled socks and my light-up shoes and chubby cheek.
A running cross-court forehand, struck from well beyond the tram lines, hangs in the air for a suspended half-second over center court on Saturday, July 4th, 2026. Nobody inside the stadium is certain what will happen next. The scoreboard already shows 6-2 in the second set. The first set was decided in a tense tiebreak, 11-9, after she saved set points in a fearless escape. In this final game alone, she has already faced and saved 4 break points, and this is now her 3rd match point. And still it keeps going. The ball arcing to the London sky, heading toward the defending Wimbledon champion, Eala Swiatek, as center court holds its breath.
I don't particularly know her game on grass. No challenge for me because, she doesn't give that rhythm.
The ball drifted toward the sideline as Eala, stranded wide beyond the tram lines, fought to recover position. For a long, suspended half-second over center court on Saturday, July 4th, 2026, nobody moved. Not the crowd in southwest London, not the players, not even the country of roughly 110 million people watching from 7,000 miles away. Then it landed inside the line. For a moment, there was nothing, just disbelief hanging in the air. Then came the roar, sudden, overwhelming, uncontrollable, as the reality of what had just happened finally broke through. The record book, quietly and permanently, had to adjust itself. To understand the weight of that moment, you have to hold 2 truths at once. 16 months earlier, in March 2025, a 19-year-old wild card named Eala walked onto a court in Miami ranked outside the top 100 and stunned the tennis world by beating Eala Swiatek for the first time. Today, she arrived at Wimbledon as the 29th seed, ranked 32nd in the world, already carrying a career high of 29th achieved earlier that season. In just over a year, she had moved from outsider to contender, from unknown to seeded threat. And in that same stretch of time, Philippine tennis had crossed thresholds it had never reached before. No Filipino had ever won a main draw match at Wimbledon. No Filipino had ever reached the 3rd round of a Grand Slam in the Open era. No Filipino had ever stepped into the 2nd week of a major. Until now. But this was not a story of a system collapsing under pressure. It was a story of a problem being solved in real time. The defending champion, Eala Swiatek, entered as a 3rd seed and a 6-time Grand Slam winner, fresh off last year's Wimbledon title. On paper, the expectation was simple. On grass, however, history had always been less certain for her, with repeated early exits in past editions hinting at vulnerability. Their rivalry already stood at 1 win each. But this surface, new, unfamiliar, unpredictable, was the unknown variable. The match lasted 2 hours and 14 minutes, but it was the first set that defined everything. 1 hour and 24 minutes of tension, trading holds, and resisting collapse, ending in a tiebreak that stretched to 11-9. Eala saved set points inside it, refusing to fold, and closed it with a forehand that Swiatek could not answer. From there, the match tilted. After an off-court pause, Eala returned and immediately broke serve. Then she broke again. A double break established control. Swiatek fought back briefly, reclaiming 1 break, but the momentum never truly shifted. At 15-40 down in a critical game, Eala produced a return sequence that ended with Swiatek missing a backhand volley, restoring the cushion and tightening her grip on the match. Across the contest, the numbers told the same story. 5 breaks of serve, 68% of points won on Swiatek's 2nd serve, and a stark contrast in unforced errors. 21 from Eala to 44 from the defending champion. This was not chaos. It was control under pressure. Then came the final game. Match point arrived once, then again, then a 3rd time. In between, for break points were saved. 17 points were played in a single game that should have been over in 4. Each point stretched longer than the last, until finally Eala found herself stretched wide again beyond the tram lines, shaping a running forehand cross-court. Clean, angled, unreachable. It landed, and everything changed at once. Olympics. Khan would later describe it as an eruption of ecstasy across southwest London and the Philippines. That much was visible to everyone. What followed was quieter. Eala standing on center court, microphone in hand, still trying to steady her breath, speaking into a moment that had already begun to outgrow language.
I've been to the second week of a slam and it's amazing for me.
I've never been to the second week of a Grand Slam before, she said, her voice still catching the weight of it. And it's amazing for me. Then, in the same interview, she added something that lingered even longer than the scoreline.
With brother and my grandfather every day after school with my ruffled socks and my light up shoes and chubby cheek.
I went to train with my brother and grandfather every day after school in my ruffled socks and worn shoes, with my chubby cheeks still full of childhood, she said. This is everything to me. And this goes out to all the little girls out there with ruffled socks and chubby cheeks. It means the world. It didn't land like a polished media line. It landed like something real, spoken by a 21-year-old athlete standing in a packed stadium, still trying to process what she had just achieved. In that moment, she wasn't just talking about herself. She was reaching backward through time, naming the child she used to be, and forward to every child who might see themselves in her story. She stood in the champion's shoes, but pointed to the kid who once trained after school and told the world, they are the same person. That is the part no scoreline captures. As she continued speaking, the emotion widened beyond her own journey. It became about belonging, about what it means for someone from a country with limited tennis history to stand on one of the sport's biggest stages and not feel out of place. In that interview, she didn't frame it as a rival. She framed it as continuity. A life that never stopped moving forward, just kept growing into bigger courts, louder crowds, and higher stakes. And in doing so, she gave the moment something larger than victory. She gave it meaning that reaches beyond herself.